So we will be reading an article, and an article means the text is nonfiction or true, and it's called Saving Snow Leopards. And our title here is Mountain Ghost. The snow leopard is rarely seen by humans. This mysterious cat lives in 12 Asian countries along the world's tallest mountains. The snow leopard is smaller than the tiger, the lion, and the leopard of Africa and Asia. It weighs as much as a cheetah, but it is shorter and stockier. The cat's compact shape and thick fur help keep it warm in glacier-chilled air. Dark markings dapple its light gray coat, camouflaging it in rocky terrain. Big paws making padding over snow easier. An extra long tail provides balance on steep, rugged ground. You might think the snow leopard would be living in such harsh, remote places, but it faces multiple threats from humans. The cat has lost important stretches of habitat. A habitat is the place that fills an animal's needs, mainly food, shelter, and mates. Mining, wars, and overgrazing have all led to the loss of habitat. So this would be important. I might even highlight this because we're talking about habitats, where the animals live, and we want to know what a habitat is. Protecting the herd. The loss of habitat has caused a food shortage. Snow leopards will eat wild goats and sheep. When farm animals eat too much vegetation, wild plant eaters can't find enough food to stay healthy. Females don't have enough babies. Over time, the numbers of wild goats and sheep go down, and snow leopards have less to eat. Then the big cats eat livestock, and the herders kill the leopards to protect their livelihoods. The livelihood is just like a job someone has, how they make their living. I'll highlight that because that might be important. A word we want to know. Livelihoods. How people make their living. Agencies are working to save the cats and help herders at the same time. Some agencies give herders wire mesh and wood to keep snow leopards from entering their stables at night. Some pay herders for the animals they lose to snow leopards. In exchange, the herders stop killing snow leopards and leave more room for the plants and for the wild goats and sheep. Are the conservation programs working? Researchers estimate that only 3,500 snow leopards are likely alive today, but they need more reliable ways to count leopards before they will know. That's where scientists like Dr. Kyle McCarthy are needed. He traveled to Kyrgyzstan to test ways of estimating snow leopards' numbers. He camped in the mountains with Dr. Jennifer McCarthy, his wife, and other coworkers. They saw no leopards, but they hadn't expected to. Instead, they looked for evidence the cats left behind. You have to find something related to them. Poops, scrapes, claw marks, and pee, said Kyle McCarthy. The group collected scat, or poop, for DNA analysis, along with the waste material of digestion. Scat contains cells from the animal's own body. DNA is material inside those cells, like fingerprints, can identify an individual animal. The team also used automatic cameras. The scientists placed motion and heat sensitive cameras along a mountain ridge. When a snow leopard neared one of these camera traps, the camera snapped its picture. Each snow leopard's pattern spot is different. Researchers compared patterns in the photo to identify cats. The cameras had taken photos of 15 different snow leopards at 2 study sites. A close encounter. Shannon Cashel, Dr. Kyle McCarthy's graduate assistant, has searched for snow leopards in Tajikistan, where he almost saw one. I was hiking along a ridgeline in late afternoon and came around the corner of a rock outcropping to find a steaming fresh kill site with snow leopard signs all around, Cashel says. I could see and hear where the cat had knocked some rocks loose as it ran away from me, but even though I waited until it was nearly dark, I never saw the cat. Most people will never see a snow leopard, yet it has a right to exist, Dr. Kyle McCarthy says. It's too magnificent to think about losing. And then they end it with a chart here that gives you some information about what snow leopard threats are. Whenever you have a chart, there's always going to be a question on it. All right, so now if we were to go through our questions, what does the word conservation mean as it's used in paragraph 6? All right, wait, I'm going over the question. So if you wanted to pause it, then you can come back. So if you want to answer your questions and then come back to it. All right, so I'm looking at paragraph 6. Remember, I highlighted the word conservation. Conservations are agencies are working to help save the cats and help the herders at the same time. Those are known as the conservation programs. And a conservation program is just something to help protect the animals. How does paragraph 9 connect to paragraph 6? So if paragraph 9 is talking about the team's automatic sensors to take pictures of the leopards, and paragraph 6 is talking about these conservation programs and how there's only 35 to 7,500 leopards alive today. What does paragraph 9 and paragraph 6 have to do with each other? Well, we could say by describing a method for counting snow leopards, by describing what it's like to see a snow leopard, by explaining why snow leopards are rarely seen, by explaining how scientists identify individual snow leopards. So both A and D are very likely our answer choices, but we need to figure out which one is which. All right, and for this one, so they do want to count the individual snow leopards, but this is just simply a method for taking the photos to see how many there are. So they need to take the photos of the snow leopards in order to know how many there are. It's just a method for counting them. But yes, they do say they're rarely seen, and they do say how this camera takes the pictures of the individual ones. But the relation to paragraph 6 and 9 is simply in order to know how many snow leopards there are, they're taking pictures of them with the motion cameras. So it's A. Which idea best explains why Dr. McCarthy and his coworkers traveled to Kyrgyzstan? The loss of habitat has caused food shortage. They need more reliable ways to count leopards before they will know. They saw no leopards, but they hadn't expected to. Researchers compared patterns in the photos to identify the cats. So for this one, the reason they went there in the first place was to find out ways to take the pictures. Because then here, we talk about how they went there. He traveled to Kyrgyzstan, it's really right here, to test ways of estimating the snow leopards. So that's why he went. All right. Then we have which idea best supports the main idea? Which idea from the article best supports the main idea? The snow leopard is smaller than the tiger, the lion, and the leopard. Researchers estimate that only 3,500 to 7,500 snow leopards are alive today. Each snow leopard pattern spot is different. The cameras have taken photos of 15 different snow leopards at 2 study sites. It has to be this one because the best one, the whole main idea, the main idea, well, here, we could say here, the most prominent discussion point in this article was how few snow leopards there are in the world and how scientists are trying to find ways to conserve them. In order to conserve something, you have to know like how many there even are. So this photo thing is important. They need to take the photos of them. They need to count their test their poop. They need to do all those things to figure out how many snow leopards are even left. All right, these ones are tricky. How is the article organized? Compare and contrast would mean it's saying one thing and then it talks about the issue. Saying one thing, then talking about the other side of it. Sequence of events just means that stuff goes into in chronological order. Where there's set dates, like somebody's biography would be like that. A question then answer that would tell us what's going on and then it answers the question. This is what's happening. How's it affecting? There's not that many snow leopards. What's the effect on the scientists and researchers? So this article is all cause and effect. There's not many snow leopards, so the researchers are going out there. Cause and effect. And last, our table. How does the table at the end of the Saving Leopards support the main idea? By showing reasons why snow leopards are struggling to survive, by listing ways to better protect snow leopards, by presenting new information about the habitat of snow leopards, by providing evidence that there are fewer snow leopards alive now than in the past. Let's double check. Always double check. Illegal hunting, loss of habitat, loss of prey, killed by herders, lack of effective protection, lack of awareness and support. Snow leopards are hunted. People and livestock move into snow leopard range. Fewer prey. Sheep and goat herders kill them. So this one, showing reasons why snow leopards are struggling to survive. And that would be our test questions for our article. And next, we'll do the red ribbon or the scarlet ribbon.